Hi everybody, it's Miss Brooke here. We're going to be doing a foosball table today, and it's basically a tabletop game of soccer. So we're going to go over the materials and then we're going to build it, and then you're going to be able to play with your family, and there's going to be a couple different types of balls that you can play with. So I'm just going to show you the one that I made already so you can see. So it's just going to look like this, and then you're able to spin them and play with an opponent. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get started. This is all that you will need in order to complete this foosball table. So first off, we want to divide our clothespins into teams because there's 2 teams. So depending on the size of your box, you will need either probably 10 or 12 clothespins. So here I have some that have already been painted, but I'm just going to go ahead quickly and do all of these 2 colors, and then we'll get started on the box. Okay, so now that we have our clothespins ready to go, we're just going to put those off to the side, and then next we're going to bring our box, and again, safety with the knife. Make sure that you're following all safety with this knife, and we're going to make 2 nets out of the long sides of our box. So we're just going to do it, and make sure that you get them as close as possible. You can use a ruler to ensure that you have enough space in between for each. That would probably be the best, but because I have a barcode here, I'm going to use that as a marker. So basically we're just going to cut all the way down to about the bottom, and then all the way across. And the cuts don't have to be perfect, of course. They can just be big enough to ensure that any of the balls that you're using are able to go through. So this one is just perfect. So then I'm gonna cut this one off. And the cuts don't have to be perfect, so if you're a little bit off, that's totally fine. And for this box, I wanted to show you, I forgot about that, just that there was 2 sides that stuck up. So when I cut the box, because it was really tall, I just took these pieces and glued them in just so I would have a flat surface for the ball to roll through. So then I'm going to go ahead and cut the other side. Be sure to have an adult help you. Okay, so now that we have our nets ready to go, we are going to prep the box further and have the skewers go through, and there's going to be 6 holes on each side because I've decided that I can have enough skewers so that I can have enough teammates for each team. So what you want to do is, this one I already pre-made, so you're just going to put a tiny little X there, and you're going to stick one of the skewers in and just leave it like that, because one of the mistakes that I made on my last box was that my first hole was a little bit low, so that then this clothespin is catching. See, it's not moving. So you just want to ensure that you're getting these high enough so that your clothespins don't hit the ground, because it's okay if they're above. That actually works better if they're a little bit above, so that you have no chance of them catching. So what I advise everybody to do is to put your goalie on and make sure that the place that you put this first hole is good enough and that you can still move the guy, move the player. So I want everybody to double check to make sure that you do that. So once you've done that, you can take your clothespin off, and then you can try to poke through with your skewer. It depends on what kind of box you have, but this one I was able to just poke through. So now that I have this, and it's a little bit crooked on that side, but that's fine. So now that I have this, I can just roll it around a little bit, and then I'll have my goalie, my orange goalie, and there is my first skewer. So now we're gonna do this 5 more times, and I'm just gonna speed up the camera so that you guys don't have to listen to it. But I'm just gonna do goalie, goalie, and then I'm gonna work my way out to ensure that they're all spaced out evenly. So. I just wanted to show you guys this before I keep going. So this one was too close to the edge, so I hadn't checked that. So I just made a little bit of an indent to ensure that this goalie can move freely and hit the ball out of the court, like this. But it should be fine because the goalie doesn't do a lot of it, they usually block it. And then we are going to be putting 2 orange guys, or the opposite color, right up against this goalie. And same thing on this side. And then we are going to do 3 of the opposite color right in the middle. But depending on the size of your box is how many players you should be able to fit. Now, once we've got this all in place, we should be able to move them all. Now, sometimes this will happen where they don't grab all the way on each clothespin, which is totally fine. That just happens. You might need to just put a little bit of glue where you've clamped them on, and that's totally fine. So then you should just try them out, and then you can push them to the side that they need to be on, like so, to ensure that the player is able to grab onto them. And then when you do that, you might need to adjust it again to get them in the right spot, which is okay when you're not gluing them, because then you can move them no matter what if they fall. So then, yeah, this way, like this. And then one thing I want to note is getting an adult to help you cut these spikes off will be definitely better, because I did it on this box and they were quite hard to get off. So just if you round them like that, it should be better. And then once you've done that, you're ready to play. So we have a few things here that we can play with to test out what will work. So you want something that's tall enough that you can hit it. So we have a ping pong ball, we have a marble that should work, depending on how low you put your guys. We also have a pom-pom, so you can test all this stuff out with your family. So once you've cut these off, you're ready to play and challenge somebody in your family. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and it was a good little game that you can make by yourself. So That's all for me today, and I hope that you guys have fun with this.